Alrighty, so I gave it a great deal of thought of what special blessing could I deliver to humanity in the world that would really help forward the master plan, the greatest. And I thought, something that would dovetail with a year of rebirth. If you think of any creature that's born, whether it's a plant, an animal, a child, what often, not often, what always follows the birth, the beginning of something's life, is rapid growth. So what would, what would assist and augment that the most would be for me to have the dispensation, the divine dispensation this year, the energy that it's radiated from the Godhead unto and through the cosmos, through Earth, and through each and every individual, is that of acceleration. So 2009 is going to be the year of acceleration, and that is very exciting. If you think things have been moving fast now. So it's going to give tremendous wind and surge to any and all projects that are anchored and grounded in love. Another way of saying it, that are projects that are sourced by or in alignment with God's will. They're going to find such rapid assistance and acceleration and growth like you could never ever even dream possible. That energy of acceleration, I'll just attack some areas where and how you'll see it. Also, wherever there is opposition to God's will, opposition to love, acting, desiring, driving against the forces of love, in opposition to love, that energy of acceleration will bring deconstruction, demise, and dissolution in unprecedented rates. So you'll see both in the planet, which in effect will make the polarity get infinitely wider, infinitely faster than it ever has before. Which, as I've described before, is the opposite of what is taught in the New Age movement, that it's all coming together, we're all one. The transcendence is actually happening by the polarity going wider, not reducing. And then if you look in the world, you'll see how that is absolutely so. And eventually, like a rubber band, it breaks. Because as people have more and more spiritual awakenings and surrender, more and more people are fighting harder against God, against surrender, against what they know they need to be doing, and that polarity is getting wider and wider and wider. And so the energy of acceleration that will be radiated into the planet is going to intensify that. To call it exponentially would be a gross understatement. The exponent of exponentially is how much acceleration you'll see in that year. Now, where this energy is also going to land, and this is across the board in everyone, there's going to be an acceleration in each individual's spiritual evolution. So what that means is, again, the acceleration in spiritual evolution is the same for everyone. How it plays out differs based on where one's consciousness is. So again, when you're in harmony with love and surrender and God's will, that evolution will be very, very graceful. But in many, if not most cases, it's going to be asking, and in some cases mandating, a certain level of surrender that some people are not willing or think they're not willing or prepared to undergo or undertake. And you'll see that there won't be an option. So where there is an opposition to surrender, surrender is going to happen anyway, tail wagging or feet dragging. And so this is a really, really profound thing, as God's will now takes hold and takes dominion of this planet like never before. So the suggestion is surrender. You know, surrender, Dorothy. Remember the monkeys wrote in the sky, or whoever did. It was the Wicked Witch on her broom. Surrender, Dorothy. But that surrender is going to happen anyway, with or without our agreement, belief in it, attunement to it, or partnership, harmony with it. So that's a wonderful thing. Now, that energy of acceleration will also play out. You'll see it in global climate change and earth changes, physical manifestations with Mother Earth, who, as the physical manifestation of the Godhead, the Divine Mother, she engages on our behalf, working with us and on our behalf and for us when we refuse. So she will be upping her ante as well. The Godhead, through the physical aspect of the earth itself, will up the ante. That acceleration will happen tremendously in the world. So you will see that play out in many different ways. Weather, cataclysms, things like that. And again, not worldwide, but not universally, but only where it's needed, because those things happen to coerce change where change does not come willingly. The dissolution and the crumbling of all institutions, and I've spoken about this for several years now, all institutions that were not grounded in truth, love, integrity, honor, that crumbling and dissolution is going to accelerate. And you are going to see it in the banking industry, real estate industry, possibly this year the insurance industry will kick in. Wherever there's been greed and corruption as the driving force, and those industries all have been, there you'll see rapid upheaval and dissolution, where there is not voluntary change into more loving, kind, sharing, egalitarian, is that the right word? Where there's equanimity and fairness. And where there are those energies, that energy of acceleration will help tremendously. So things like the green movement, the eco-sustainable green movement, is going to skyrocket in 2009. People who are going into those industries or are in them will have unprecedented success and have huge windfalls. And anything that's in alignment with that.